how would it be then for you? If there was no sickness, there would be no need for doctors.
Yeah.
If there were people who were always happy, we imagine, no? And what would make us so happy? As we are now, you have had, in your profession, and any human being, especially those living in cities, we have plenty of experience of interactions with other human beings and so on. No? And they vary from pleasant to really hostile or aggressive in some way, or pretty mundane, you may say. What would you conceive, or how would you feel? Could it be different, that the world is full of just happy people? And what would make you so happy? I'm going somewhere with this, but I'd like to ask for a response from you at this point.
Yeah. I mean, that's the kind of image that the media projects all the time, really. That, it's better to be happy, to have a lot of money, to be wealthy, to be having all the choices that money can give you, rather than to be facing all the challenges, really.
Does having money make you happy?
Well, it doesn't, but it gives you choices, lots of different choices to be able to do
Does lots of choices give you happiness?
It can do.
Let's slow down a little bit,
Yes.
Does having, because we seem to venerate choice or have a sense of a wider range of options, particularly in the West, it may appear, that we have so much more choice, so much more, such a wide spectrum of choices. And you're from the way you're putting it, that makes us more happy. Would you say that, really? That having more choices make you more happy? Having more money make you more happy? Having more easy access to material possessions necessarily makes you more happy than those who don't have it?
Because well, not exactly in those ways. Yeah. But for instance, there are, obviously we're living in a developed country, so the choices that we have is not the same. It doesn't give the same kind of satisfaction a lot of times compared to, for example, if you're in a poor country and if you have the choice between being able to eat and get medical care and that's because of you not having money to afford that, then in those cases, I think money can make a big difference there.
Yes. There's also, I'd like to say something. It's not so straightforward, because I sometimes say that there is a poverty in wealth, and there's a wealth in poverty also. It's not so much that we are cultured to feel that if we have all the things that we have been told we should have, and people seem to aim for those things, that necessarily makes you more happy, or you stand a greater chance to be happy. But as our observations verified this as a fact, in the West you can say that people have more access to material wealth and comfort and so on. Are we necessarily more happy than some other countries that may be materialistically poorer or at a disadvantage from a materialistic point of view?
No, not necessarily so.
Yes. Okay. I don't want to get stuck on this thing about material things and having money and so on. But you did mention that, having wider options in some way makes it more likely that we'll be more comfortable or more happy.
That's from my own direct experience as well. For instance, if I wasn't able to make a living, and if I have to work today, then I wouldn't be here with you today to enjoy your presence, the Satsang today. And I've personally been in financially challenged positions before as well, and that caused me a lot of misery too in those times.
There are times when you also can be privileged financially, but you may not necessarily have the appreciation of your advantage.
Sure.
You may take many more things for granted than someone who has little. and have greater value for the little they have than you for the much that you have. So these things are not things that we can just gauge and say, right across the board, this is so, you know?